Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And today we are using more custom content. The last time I used custom content was for my organic cottage, which featured custom content by Felix Andre and Hey Harry. It was so much fun to do, and you guys were asking me to use some more custom content, and you're in luck because I was already on it. I was very excited because I have been a Patreon of Charly Pancakes for a little while now. I think when they released their small custom content pack, which is a nursery pack, it is so freaking cute. It has a bassinet override too that I am absolutely infatuated with. Anyway, I got that one a little while ago, maybe a month ago. I think it could have been a month ago. And at that point, I went through and I noticed that Charly Pancakes had tons of other little custom content packs. So I downloaded everything, including the brand new Slouch custom content pack, which will be available to the public on October 18th. And it was perfect because I realized I had enough to probably furnish the majority of an apartment or a home with all of this custom content. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to jump into Evergreen Harbor, snag one of these apartments, and use as much of the custom content as I possibly could and see what I could come up with. And I was not at all disappointed. And I think it's mainly because this style is this is my style. I don't even know what you would call it. I think there are touches of contemporary. I think there's also some boho vibes going on in here. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm talking out of my butt, but I think it's gorgeous. Like the second I saw that salt lamp, I was sold. That is from the Miscellanea stuff pack from Charly Pancakes. I'm trying to remember where some of the items are from. I'm not going to be able to do that for every single one, but because I just used as much of it as I possibly could. But the items are absolutely gorgeous. There's pieces of artwork, there's clutter books, there's plants, there's of course furniture, the rocking chair, there's the salt lamp, we've got kitchen counters coming in, we've got appliances for the kitchen, there's of course a bunch of decor items for like kids' rooms and things. It is just absolutely stunning. Everything is so high quality and it all works so seamlessly together. So Charly, thank you so much for making incredible custom content. And this is the living room. You can see it's coming together very, very quickly. I thought it was absolutely perfect. This is my ideal living room, to be honest with you. If I were to redo my living room, it would pretty much be like this. I have been wanting to do that for a while. So let me just talk about this really quick. My husband and I were house hunting in the midst of the pandemic. Wouldn't recommend, to be fair, would not recommend this because as many of you may know, the housing market has been absolutely insane. We were offering 40, 60K over the asking price on homes and getting beat out by people who were paying 100K over the listing price. I am not willing to spend that much money on a house, especially since it will not actually be worth that much when I go to resell it in the future. So long story short, I was collecting all of these images on Pinterest and trying to come up with a style to furnish our first home because I would basically get rid of most of our furniture. It's stuff that I have had for years that has traveled with me through 4 or 5 different apartments. And at this point, it's a little bit beat up. It wasn't the highest quality to begin with because I knew I'd be moving around or something could get damaged or whatever. So I was really looking forward to being able to get the furnishings and the style that I really wanted in a house. And using this custom content actually helped me so much. I set up off camera when I wasn't doing this apartment. I set up tons of different rooms, excluding kitchens, just because I know with kitchens, you kind of have minimal say if you're buying a house. You're not going to be yeah, can you just change up your whole kitchen for me? I don't like where the fridge is. That's not going to fly. So I was making a ton of different rooms, trying to see what kind of furnishings and decorations I would like together. It was so helpful. This is 110% my style. This is exactly what I want to go for in my own home. So this was really, really helpful. But you can see that we were working on the kitchen and I kept the clutter pretty minimal, and mainly because there really weren't that many countertops to work on, with having put the dining table over on the corner because it does block one of the countertops. So there is only one countertop that your Sims can use to prepare food, which is a little bit of a bummer. I've been striving to leave at least two of them open. That way, if your sim wants to cook with another sim, including children, they would have the ability to do that. But I really didn't have the space to do that here, which is totally fine. You can, of course, get rid of some of the clutter if you wanted to, have that option available. But I paired the counters that came with one of the stuff packs with the Dream Home Decorator cabinets because I just thought it added that flair of modern that I don't necessarily like, but I think worked super, super well with this. It was really odd because it's not a style I like unless it's paired with other items that kind of like contradict it. Does that make sense? Like traditional with modern is something I really like that might be coined as contemporary. I don't freaking know. I don't know anything. But I really liked the kitchen. The sun just flooded through those windows. It was so, so pretty. And there are only 4 Sims. One of them is an object, a baby. So, it won't be able to sit everyone in the family, but at least there's a few places to sit. There's also these recycled wine bottle candles, which is so clever and so cute. I even used some of the cottage living sconces as well as overhead lights because I thought it actually added a little bit of an industrial flair. There's such a nice mix of styles, I feel, with the custom content and some of the other in-game items that I chose to use. I'm just really happy with how it came out. Like, I'm so proud of this. I really can't even express why, but this is going to be the nursery. It is precious. This is the bassinet override that I was talking about. Now, if you actually wanted to just have the bassinet as the override and not download the entire CC pack, you could do that. I think Charly has that option, which is really, really nice. But I, of course, downloaded the entire pack. And the little onesies hanging on the little shelf. It's so cute. It's so cute. It causes me physical pain, like literal physical pain is what it causes me. Like this nursery, I would just sit in it. I don't even have kids. I would just sit in this nursery. I love it so much. So I added a dresser over here as well as that little left open candle. I added some debug diapers and bottles. And then over on this side of the room, there is another bookshelf and I think maybe just a few stuffed animals. I was thinking of potentially putting a toddler bed in there, but that was going to be a very cramped nursery. And I feel like the baby would keep the toddler up or vice versa. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't have kids. I'm assuming that kids just keep everyone up all the time, but I also used the tool mod just a little bit to make it look like this piece of artwork was leaning against the wall. Now, you're gonna come for me. I got rid of the ability to use tool in build mode. That's what it is, right? Yeah, in build mode. I didn't have that. I've been working back and forth on my PC or my gaming laptop just with my arm injury. So some of my mods were updated, some of them weren't. I honestly couldn't be bothered. So I was in live mode doing that. So don't yell at me. But over here, like I mentioned, I was trying to actually use a desk originally because there's that really adorable desk that came with this pack, but it was really just going to be a cramped space. So I add a bookshelf. I think I add the little bear chair as well. And that's pretty much it because I'm thinking that this is just a baby. And of course there's going to be a toddler at some point, which means that you could change around some of these items depending on what toddler activities you wanted to put in this room. But the little artwork with the lion and the giraffe, like, oh, the cute aggression is just overcoming me right now. It's bothering me because it's so precious. And these little wall lights too, I used the stars and kind of made my own little design framing the bassinet, which I thought was really precious. There's just so many adorable minimalist items, I think is why I love them so much too. I never thought that I was really going to enjoy the minimalist style, but the more I see certain things being pulled together, not even like in my own builds. I'm not even talking about my own builds. I'm talking about like looking at inspiration posts and stuff on Pinterest. I really like the minimalist style. I don't know if I could ever do it because I honestly just have too much stuff. Like I just have way too much stuff. But anyway, this is going to be one of the bathrooms. There are going to be 2 bathrooms. This one has a shower tub combo, and I think the other one does as well. The other one is actually an ensuite to the master bedroom, which I thought was really nice. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that just with the number of bedrooms I was striving for in this apartment. But this is going to be the master bedroom, and this was the one room that I really struggled with, and it had nothing to do with the actual custom content items. It was really just the layout and how I shaped the room. I was going to say framed the room, and then I said shaped. How I shaped this room and how I framed it was a little bit awkward, but I love this big standing wardrobe that came with one of the CC packs. I think it is beautiful. It's so simple. I wish we had more items like that in game, but there's also a standing mirror. I think there's going to end up being a chair and like a decorative plant, like I've got here, the skinniest of legends. And then there's just going to be another piece of artwork on the wall. It's a very simple master bedroom. It's nothing extravagant whatsoever. And I really didn't have room to put any other activities in there. So having at least the wardrobe, of course the bed, maybe an armchair and the mirror was enough for me. And I should probably mention too, even though I used custom content, I of course used in-game items as well. So this is a mix of tons of different packs as well as custom content. Maybe actually, I'm going to say this too. So people always ask me what packs I use in particular builds. I own every single pack, and unless I indicate it in the title as being a pack restricted build, or if it's just base game, something like that, you can pretty much assume that I use all of the packs. But what you can do is you can go on the gallery, and there is a button that you can click to see which items from each pack are used in the build. And that way you can kind of decide if it's worth you downloading if you, for example, don't have all the packs. So if I only use, let's say, a candle from one pack, it's not going to be the end of the world if that's the only item that's missing from a build. So it's kind of a nice way to deduce whether or not downloading a particular build is going to be worth it for you. Figured I would just toss that out there because I never restrict myself unless I explicitly put it in a title. You can pretty much say that none of my builds are restricted. That was very long-winded. We are now on the children's room, and this is just for one child. I was originally thinking 2, but I thought, you know what? Maybe this was going to be their only child, and then they found out, surprise, that they were going to have a second, which is why the nursery is so small. Maybe it used to be an office, and this child has a big room all to themselves. For now. For now is the thought. But I thought it was a really pretty room. Again, fairly neutral. Like a lot of these objects and swatches that Charly created are very neutral, but there are touches of faint color, which I think are really, really, I don't know, they're just very soft and they're just very, very pretty. Also, I'll mention again that I am still sick, so if I sound a little bit raspy, or if you may be thinking, wow, it seems like the mic quality has gone down significantly. It's not the mic quality. It is just me and my raspy, sick voice. It makes it sound like I am using, I don't know, like a toy mic. That's what it makes it sound like right now. I'm on like the podcast setting on my mic. It is supposed to be the crispest, the most crisp, the most crisp quality, and my voice is just raspy and sounds staticky. It's very, very odd, so forgive me if it sounds weird, but the bedroom is pretty much coming together at this point, just adding tons of posters and toys and other things to make it really, really personal, cluttering up the dresser a little bit, and adding a few different things hanging behind this bed here. Since the frame is open, I figured adding some posters would be a good idea, and then I'm just adding a few more pieces of clutter, and that is pretty much it for this apartment renovation. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I will have links to Charly's Patreon down below so you can check out all of their custom content if you are interested in downloading it and maybe using this apartment. And I will catch you guys next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Take me anywhere that you want. I don't even care if we come back again. And as long as the stars are shining above us, then I just wanna be where you are. I don't wanna close my eyes. Then I might miss a moment of you. And as long as the sun shines upon us, and I just wanna be where you